Mark Trevorrow is a man of many talents, manager of course, and basically the man who found Bob Downe and did such great work for him and with him. He's off the scene at the moment.
No, he's in Wollongbar last weekend doing Straight Pride.
Oh, right.
In Wollongbar.
Lovely, isn't that wonderful? So Mark himself is here today, and it's wonderful to welcome him back to Thanks, Mark. And you're getting equal time. You're getting equal time.
Yeah.
This is the album.
Finally.
How
long have I been talking about
3 years.
It's ridiculous.
3 years.
It's taken longer than an elephant baby.
But I tell you what I've got to say. They take about 2 years.
Yeah, don't they? Honestly, it's been longer than an elephant.
Yeah. This album is terrific in the fact that, Mark, apart from being a fine singer, you've chosen so well. There are a couple of songs there which I haven't heard in yonks, although they're relatively new. I mean, we're just talking years, not decades. The one is You're Moving Out Today.
Oh, that's a wonderful version. Thank you, because that's one of my favourite tracks on the album. I've done it as a tango. It's the old Carol Bayer-Sager song. Pack up your rubber duck.
Yeah.
And it works as a tango. And Paul Capsis does guest vocals on it, which I'm really thrilled.
And Mad About the Boy, the Noel Coward classic. I love that.
I've sort of done that in a sort of Chet Baker style.
Yeah. The Windmills of Your Mind.
Oh, I love that song. That's one of those songs that gets a bad rap. It's actually a very beautiful song.
Yeah. And the Sinatra medley I like. There's 3 songs there. Come Fly With Me, which I suppose you've got to do that. Yeah. But the other 2 you've chosen, not everyone does it.
When 3 Coins.
Yeah, 3 Coins.
3 Coins, I think, is his prettiest ballad from that period.
And Witchcraft.
Period. And Witchcraft, which is Cy Coleman's first hit.
That's right.
Which I sang on your show.
So what? Can I ask you, Mark, when you go into the recording studio and Bob Downe is not in sight at all, do you feel as if it is another person?
It's hard to keep him away.
Is it really?
This process has been very interesting because it's been hard. It was very hard because I recorded that album while we were on the 2 days off while we were playing my season at the Opera House. And it was the first week of the shows were interesting because I had to iron Bob out, which was really interesting because he's almost, after 20 years of doing Bob, he's a bit of a it's a bit of a reflex. It's almost like a muscle memory.
Did he keep coming back?
Yeah, he snuck in a couple of times. And then once I went into the studio, the more I just made it stiller and stiller and stiller. Tony Lamond helped me enormously. Tony Lamond said to me, stop moving. You're moving too much. Because I was, because I'm always dancing. Bob's very kinetic and I move a lot. Actually move around the stage. And Tony said, you realise that and I didn't even realise I was doing it, even just from one foot to the other, to the other, to the other. She said, just be still. Just stand there and sing it. Tony said, you've got the chops, just sing it. And it was the most fantastic advice that anybody gave me.
I've never thought about it before, but when you see the clips of the big stars making their albums, they are
very well
positioned, and they're just
when you stand still, of course, you produce the best vocal sound, especially if you're singing softly, because if you move at all, it goes into the voice. And of course, with Bob, it doesn't matter so much because it's all about getting the laughs.
Yeah. So you're not moving there, are you?
No, not moving much at all.
Smash! Oh, I see. Yes, yeah. This is. There he is. Look at him. Good musicians, obviously, with you.
Oh, this is wonderful. The album has got John Thorne, my dear friend and musical director John Thorne, Brett Hurst on bass, who plays bass for Vince Jones, and Dave Goodman, who plays drums for Danny Hines. And they're just magnificent musicians.
And this is available everywhere now?
Yes, it is. It'll be in the shops. It's on ABC Music, and it'll be in the shops from next Monday, the 23rd.
You're quite a handsome devil. Well, quite a handsome devil on that day.
My friend Tony Amos has taken the pick, and it's just nice to look as yourself. But can I show you something?
Sure.
Can I show you something quickly? You can do the cover 3 ways. You can have that cover. You can fold the booklet 3 ways. You can have that one if you're feeling a little younger. And if you're feeling really young, you can go to that one. When I was a cadet reporter on the Melbourne Sun.
Oh, look at
that. Leif
Look
Garrett.
at you.
Do you know who took that picture? Max Phipps took that photograph.
Did he really?
I went over to see him in the Rocky Horror Show in Adelaide, and he took it. We went to a pool party.
Who's the pretty boy?
Oh, look at the blowwave.
How long were you with the Herald Sun?
I was there for 5 years. Yeah.
Has that helped your journalistic background?
Wonderful. Wonderful for the interviews.
Yeah.
Wonderful for doing interviews. I've always just been, and the journalism goes into the comedy too, because comedy really is topical observation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good comedy is, isn't it? Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
so
you've got some
all part of the same thing.
Got some shows. Tuesday the 24th to Saturday the 28th of February, which in other words is tomorrow week, through to Saturday week at the Adelaide Fringe Festival, the Regal Tent. Bookings through Fringe Ticks. And Saturday the 6th of March at the Mardi Gras, you're doing an in-store sing and sign appearance at Hum Records, Oxford Street in Sydney. You'd be very careful there, won't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Backs to the wall.
Take nothing from anybody. Wednesday 10th to Sunday the 14th of March at Chapel Off Chapel. That'll bring you back to reality. And bookings at Chapel Off Chapel. That should be a great
That's a beautiful
season.
Gig. That's a lovely
Love
room.
Chapel,
It's
Love
a
Chapel.
converted church in Paran. Very beautiful.
You know that, unfortunately, Nancy Cato's no longer there.
I know.
But, I mean, she did so much work to get that
What a
up
lovely
there.
woman.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Now, the song I'm singing today, there's a great story about the song I'm singing for you today. 24 years ago, I was living in Park Street, South Yarra, and Gina Riley was living with her family up the road, and we became mates. We met at a party at Wendy Harmer's place, and we became instant mates. And I gave Gina an album that I loved at the time. I gave her a cassette copy of Shirley Bassey at the Talk of the Town. And there was a song that we really loved on that album. And then a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, Gina rang me and said, what was that album, that Shirley Bassey album you gave me? I want to use, there's a song that I want from it. And I gave her the name of the album, and she tracked it down. And the song that she wanted to do was The Joker.
Oh, right.
The Anthony Newley song, The Joker, for the theme for Kath and Kim.
Terrific. And
so that's why I put it on the album.
Lovely. I'll just pick up those names for you. Wendy Harmer.
Wendy Harmer,
Gina Riley, and Shirley Bassey.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Wendy Harmer and I were journos together on The Sun.
Yeah.
Isn't it great when your mates become famous?
Exactly, and in Wendy's case too, I mean, it was just wonderful to see her go to Sydney and take that city by storm because she's a Melbourne girl.
That's right.
Great to see you, mate. Look forward to the song.
Lovely to see you.
Mark Trevorrow.
Let me just with your show.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. This is the cover of the album It's About Time by Mark. We've been waiting for this. At last it's here. And the song he's chosen, as he mentioned, is The Joker, the Shirley Bassey classic. And here's Mark to give it his own special treatment, accompanied by John Forman, who was to have played for Miss Bassey until she realised that he was playing for her and she cancelled the entire tour. Here's Mark.
The Joker, the Joker. There's always a joker in the pack, always a lonely clown. The poor laughing fool falls on his back, everyone laughs when he's down. There's always a funny man in the game, but he's only funny by mistake. Everyone laughs at him just the same, they don't see his lonely heartbreak. They don't care as long as there is a jester, just a fool, as foolish as he can be. There's always a joker, that's the rule. Fate deals a hand and I see the joker is me. John! Once more around the park, come on! Yeah, there's always a funny man in the game, but he's only funny by mistake. Everyone laughs at him just the same, they don't see his lonely heartbreak. No, they don't care as long as there is a jester, just a fool, as foolish as he can be. There's always a joker, that's the rule. Fate deals a hand and I see the joker is me. The joker is me. The joker is me. Get your heart out, Gina. The joker is me. The joker is me. The joker is me. Is too. John Forman. Nice play.
Thank you, Mark. Mark Trevorrow then, and a track from the album, which is available now, and there you see it once again. Good luck to Mark, and we look forward to catching him up on GMA a little later in the year, and also, of course, don't forget those dates too, including the Mardi Gras.